like to start the Scrum meeting today. Kak Vidi will be the secretary, so please write on the meeting notes. We will start for trail updates. Yeah, I think there is no card for Kak Vidi's
Yeah,
side. Yeah, or
I can
you you want to explain about this pivot?
right. So those are actually tasks. So it's not an a pivot yet, but it's there to remind me not to forget about those in discovery that have to be dealt with. So those are
Yep.
some ideas. And if anyone wants to snatch some ideas and execute them, feel free. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Kak Vidi. Okay, let's next for Kak Lilis updates. Over to you, Kak.
Yeah, thank you, Frida. So I'll start my update from RMB.11. So it's basically the ads running and the performance is quite the best performance of the Facebook ads, but because what is that? The purpose is to gain revenue from this marketing, right? I wonder why there's only 5 inquiries coming to WhatsApp, but there's like 438 unique clicks and also 390 website visits. So actually, from here, maybe you have any insights on what is actually the lack of the weakness of those uh, ads actually. Yes.
Okay. Over to Mr. Jin.
Thank you, Frida. We can discuss it at the discussion. This is a good discussion to have.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Okay. Kak Vidi, please write in the discussion management board. So next, do you want to explain your tax card, Kak Lilis, or okay?
Yeah. Basically, the second one is actually I put it as a task because I'm not sure whether actually this is valuable or not. But previously, Mo Wayan, I think she already know this program and some of. Okay, so this is basically the possibility to join program of Booking.com, which is joining Genius and preferred program to basically increase the visibility of our listing on Booking.com. So the list of the property that is possible to join the program is attached on the Trello, and basically I would love to have a pairing with Mokwayan actually, because previously Mokwayan already joined this program for some properties like Antasena and Babar Cottage for the Genius. So this is a task, but I don't know whether I want to execute this program or not. So it's still a research. And then for the last task, is this pricing in Nusa Penida? As actually we see some bookings on Nusa Penida and the boats is operating at night right now. I throw back this task and would like to continue to price Nusa Penida properties. So that's all my update, Miss Chair.
Okay, thank you. Let's move to my updates. Oh, maybe there is any. Is there any comment for Kak Lilis updates? Okay, if there is no comment, let's continue to my update. So for my first cut, actually, I still waiting for response from Richard UGM, but there is no response, and Kak Vidi just start to reach out Mr. Slawek to be a speaker, and also I just see on the professional networking paper that we have. Some professional networking with data science like Rites Agarwal, data science Uber, and Ernesto, data science specialist from Airbnb. Maybe if we can reach out them to be our speaker, yeah, we will try. And for my next card, uh, yeah, there is some a friction regarding this listing on Traveloka. So, Kak Aldo already do the listing on Traveloka, but actually the listing cannot be launch directly. So there is like a review process from Traveloka, and it's they say that its maximum will be done for 2 weeks. And regarding this, I will extend my due date after all the listing have launched. That's all from my update. Is there any comment? Okay, Kak Vidi, over to you.
Sorry, Frida. Ratesh and they're Ernesto. I think they are data engineers.
Sorry, sir. Sorry.
They are data engineers.
Yeah.
So, I mean, their line of work is not really data analytics or AI engineering, but data engineer.
Sorry, who is he?
For the professional networking names that,
Oh,
yeah, for the professionals that you mentioned before.
oh, okay. So it's only Mr. Slawek.
Um, yeah, I think so, sir. I can't remember, but
Yeah,
Yeah, over to you, Mr. Jing.
it's only Slavic, but it also depends what the audience wants to hear about. I believe I'm not sure. We control this part. We control the topic, right? So if the topic is, let's say, specifically about forecasting, it's one thing. If it's more about how data science is applied to, let's say, accelerate startups, then that can be a broader topic that can encompass. So the I guess the end motivation is to stimulate more curiosity in data science communities about Bukit Vista and about this. So I'm going to need probably to have a sub discussion with Frida and Vidi on what topic we should choose if we want to go ahead.
Uh,
it's already
Actually,
there.
yeah, actually we already decided, sure.
Oh, what's the
There's
topic?
on, yeah, there's an at the comment.
I see.
How AI will help industries thrive post pandemic.
Oh, okay, okay. Let me think. Let me think. Let me think. All right, that's a good topic. Let's do this then. Vidi, do you think that Ernesto or Ritesh would have anything important to add to this discussion, or interesting to add for the audience?
For general audience,
For
perhaps
general.
yes, but for specialists, perhaps not really.
Okay, what are we
But yeah,
on for the audience at this point, Frida?
So sorry, sir.
What do we expect the audience will be? Will it be
Oh
special,
yeah,
like hardcore science,
yeah,
or will they be?
like computer science student.
Okay, that's pretty broad then. Yeah, Vidi. Okay,
if
all
it's
right.
like first year or second year, then yes, sir. But if it's third year or fourth year, perhaps they're more knowledgeable regarding this.
I see. I
Hmm.
see. Okay, all right. Um, let's have a separate discussion about Frida. Yeah,
Okay,
we'll look at specifically what the composition is correct. Okay, but thank you. Thank you
okay,
for.
sir. Okay, thank you. Let's continue to Mr. Jing updates. Over
Okay,
to you, sir.
thank you very much. I actually have no updates on this. This is pretty much done. This is just a combined card. So if everyone likes it, we can then just start using this card for our templates on revenue management. And the next iteration will be with the visualization link, but that really depends on progression on our data visualization. So I can give me another iteration on this one, and I'll finish it. I'll set the due date to August 7th.
Okay.
Okay. Thank
Over to Kak Lilis.
Okay, thank you. Maybe I have some questions, sirs,
Yes.
because actually, the list of the questions is what is that? Is adapted from product, right?
Yeah.
So I think, for example, like there's terms that too specific, like who will benefit from this feature. Features means like when they develop features, right? On
Mm.
video. So I think for all the questions below, we have to any kind of project or not, because sometimes we confuse on what is actually the features that we have to answer. I mean,
Very good. Very good.
uh, yeah,
Very
yeah, that
good.
one.
Very good. Thank you, Lilith.
Hmm.
That is absolutely correct. We will need to customize this for the purposes of this particular chapter. I will actually. I'll leave it up for discussion. I'd like to get everyone's input on this one. See what would be actually a better fit. So if we may, Secretary, we can discuss about the new project template card. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Kak Lilis and Mr. Ching. So, oh yeah, here we have Tara. Do you hear for bring up some topic or just listening?
Well, technically, I'm a kind of a marketing intern, but at the same time, like my research project has a lot to do with your chapter as well. And basically, I've been given the choice to like see if I want to actually go to your chapter and lean more towards you or stay more with marketing. But either way, I'll still be collaborating with both chapters because
Oh, all
that's
right,
what I
okay.
want out of this. So I'm just gonna listen today.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, okay. Okay, thank you. Okay, okay, I will continue to the BV Analytics. Let me share my screen. Okay, Kak Lilis, over to you.
Mr. Can you let me some like 2 minutes? I would like to introduce the new templates of not really the new template, but the revision of Trello board, like
Oh,
basically.
sure.
Yep. So I'll share my screen. Then where's the board? Yeah, this one. So, from the last week discussion, we have changed the name of the chapter into Business Intelligence chapter. So we changed the Trello board, and then for the meeting structure is still the same. And actually, for the structure of how we can come into the pivot. So basically, we have vision and mission. So this is our vision, as we discussed previously. But I would like Jing to know our progress. So this is the vision, and every time we want to make a pivot, make sure that it align with our vision. And then this is the mission. I already make it like a structure. So if you want to gain insight or wants to fix an initiative or pivot, you have to not really you have to, but this is the reference. So you don't go anywhere outside our chapter or our vision and our mission. And then this is the initiative, survive and thrive. And once you have card below your name, the name is pivot. And basically, what's like here is the code itself. So ideally, we have BI B.3.0. So I think I will let VD to examine whether we can change it automatically, the code for all the cards, or we have to change it manually. So actually, that's the overview of the new work.
Okay, thank you, Kak Lilis. Is there any question? Okay, oh yeah, Mr. Jing.
I think
Over to
that's
you.
beautiful. Thank you, Lilis. That's really good. Thank you for getting that
Yeah.
right. That looks.
We make it together, sir.
Thank you, everybody who was involved in that. That looks really promising.
Okay,
First,
okay,
first job of a leader. Yeah.
okay. I will continue to BV Analytics. Oh yeah, wait. Okay, so so we start August with actually 13,000 dollars, and our current in month revenue is $3,000. And so, oh yeah, we see in October, like if there is no cancellation, from today we will start October with $19,000. And I think this is related to the Bali reopen for international tourists on September 11. And yeah, I read that on Jakarta Post that Bali will reopen for international tourists in September 11. And also for the booking page itself, yeah, I think we still have good booking. And if we compare, like, wait, yeah, like if we compare the first week of July and the first week of August, we see that uh, oh wait, yeah, there is increasing, like, yeah, 35. And I think that's a good point. And for the revenue growth, revenues, squad revenue growth. Oh, sorry, loading. Okay, wait. Okay, for the squad revenue growth, for August, squad one still be the most popular. Oh no, no, squad two still be the most popular, and squad one is actually increasing. Oh no, sorry, squad two is the most popular in August, and squad one is increasing for the next September and October. Okay, and let's see for the cancellation page against booking page. I think we still have a positive uh, value, like we have more booking than the cancellation. And maybe is there any insight about this? Okay, if there is no insight, I will continue into RM inquiry tracking. So for the August itself, the inquiry come more for villa. I think same with September and also October. I also see that the most popular type is villa, and lot six is the most popular properties. And also for the booking itself, for August, Villa SK9 is the highest, have the highest occupancy, and I see that it comes from the long term booking, like for 184 days. Maybe any insight from anyone? Oh, okay.
I
Mr. Jing, okay.
I noticed, Frida, you're much more efficient at going through the stats today. I think you've prepared well. Lilith is smiling because I think Lilith coached right. And Vinny is smiling because I figured it out. Okay, no, it's remarkably efficient now. I remember we used to hunt around to find the numbers, but thank you for the very visible improvement.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Okay, if there is no comment or insight from this part, I will move
Uh,
to.
Miss,
Okay. Yeah, Kak
Lily,
Lily.
can you go back to the inquiries tracking?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I see Whiska. How many? Five inquiries within 5 days. Is that, yeah, 5 days? So, but actually, Whiska don't have any booking like for a long term ago. So I
Oh,
think I have to examine that. Yeah. Do you want? Yeah, sir.
I
Your
have
insight.
okay. I have it's not related to what Lilith just said, but I have a question. This
Oh,
is to Vinny. Can we mark properties that have been CSC certified on this popular properties chart?
Yeah, we can include it. If we include it in the database, then
Okay,
we can think about it. Yeah.
okay, because I would really like to see what the impact of CSC is. They're working quite hard on deploying CSC. It would be good to see if that was actually translating into more inquiries. Okay.
Okay, I'll try
all
to.
right. Okay. Okay. Next, maybe we can move to the discussion management board. Okay. Oh yeah, there is some topic. Yeah. Wait. I think we can discuss this first. Sure.
Oh, okay. If you
Your
want,
yeah.
I think there's people with more urgent things that can come first ahead of you, Frida. Yeah, I think there's video with data science day. Those can go first.
Oh, sorry, sir. No, no, here, data science day, you
Yeah,
mean?
I think you can go with those first. I'll go last.
Oh, okay, okay, Kak Vicky.
Well, this one is actually a discussion that we had from uh, the meeting that we have this afternoon with Lilis, Joseph, and also Frida. We were just thinking like, okay, since we are now business intelligence chapter, then why not host a data science day? Because people might be like, Lilis is trying to evaluate prices for Nusa Penida, and maybe she will need more. She can use the tool that have been developed before, and it can be used more efficiently. So maybe we can host like a data science day on Saturday, 8th of August, like 9 a.m. actually, not 9 p.m. If it's 9 p.m., it's also okay by me. I practically sleep at 2 a.m. So, but I don't know. Rita, do you want it to be a.m. or p.m.?
Yeah, just
Okay, I guess that's 9 a.m. Maybe the
yeah, yeah. Continue, Kak Vidi. Oh, Kak Vidi is freezing actually. Okay, okay, because Kak Vidi is freezing. Okay, I think okay. Let's discuss about Kak Lily's topic first. Oh, Kak Vidi is back.
oh yeah,
Okay, Kak
I'm
Vidi
just wondering
continue.
whether the others wants it to be like open to other chapters or just our chapter internally. Maybe from Lilis.
Oh,
You have to decide it, not me.
What? You were the one who brought up the topic. Wait, okay. Let's have it to everyone, but I think there will be very few participants, and most participants will come from us. And maybe if Tara wants to join, maybe she can also teach us something.
okay, so it will be open for other chapter too, Kak Vidi.
Yep. I will
Okay.
prepare the poster then by
Oh, okay. All
today
right.
or tomorrow or something.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
great.
agree. Open for other chapter, but mandatory for
Mandatory?
yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
noted.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Oh yeah. Yeah, I think Kak Vidi's second topic, like, do we want to be home, like home time or pass the case? And actually, I already opened this home time and pass the case, and I found that they do the same things, right? I mean, like, I'm eager to know what's the difference between them, and also what Bifik is currently doing. Maybe over
Great.
to Kak Vidi.
All right. So Hometime and Pastiki is basically a property management company, but the difference between them and us is practically the fact that they apply the 35% commission model, but they charge at 16% if I'm mistaken, but they practically manage the property from
So,
cleaning and everything else. So
Oh,
yeah, and that's been the like the discussion that we have like for the past 2 months, right? Whether we want our partners to just like, okay, if we will handle all everything for you, you just have to receive the profit, or whether what kind of community are we trying to build? Um, and I think Lilis has some thoughts on it too.
yeah, over to Kak Lilis.
um, some thoughts over the past the key. Yeah, it's basically related to our package. So we have three packages, right? The first one is the 15%, and then 20, and then 30. So basically, what Past the key doing is our third package, which is 30% package, but I think they only take like 16%, if I'm not mistaken. But this is my thought that that's actually a very sellable service from my perspective. But I would like to hear from the other perhaps. So why I call it as a sellable service, because we can say that yeah, they can only sit and wait for revenue while we manage their staff, and then we are not paying for the staff, but we manage their staff and everything.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay. Uh, so basically, like I mean what's part of them that we would imitate over to Kak Vidi maybe.
Yep. So perhaps it's the part where um, we do a lot of the stuff, I guess, most of the stuff for the property, and therefore we can kind of like manage and keep the standards according to our according to what we want, something like that, and that will be an incentive to the partners themselves because it's like I'm not sure because when you do investment in the stock market, you don't really do anything. But
Mm.
I'm not sure if
Hmm.
that's a bad analogy, but uh, that's the kind of I agree with Lilith. This package is actually really enticing. If I've been saying for a long time, like if I'm a partner, why would I want to join Bukit Vista? But if I see this kind of package, it's quite convincing why I want to invest my property in Bukit Vista.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Maybe over to Mr. Jing. Do you have any insight?
Okay. Thank you. Let me ask about this question, Vidi. Uh, how many people would we need to employ if we would cover all the services from top to bottom?
Right, that relates to your scalable service, right, sir?
Which
I'm
is
just saying, like, is this our vision? Is this like a short vision? Is this the checklist that we
ultimately,
want
do
to
we
be?
want to cover the whole thing? That's actually a really good question. It's a really good question. So if you think of, let's think of a platform like Airbnb, right? So a platform like Airbnb doesn't do anything. They don't do the hosting. They don't. They basically just they create a circumstance where it enables people to do things, and the way they take care of their quality is that they curate through the algorithm, right? So that's completely hands off, and that's maximum, let's say, benefit. Here's my question. Actually, I think we need to do a little bit more research on the home time and pass the keys. Are there What is the growth of their company? What is the dimensions of success? And let's remember this is a little bit like the exercise of looking at prices based on listing price rather than sale price. So yes, as a homeowner, there could be a very enticing first page, right? They can do all these things for me. But what I've always wondered is how would you actually fulfill that service, right? Continuously and at scale. How would you fulfill a housekeeping service continuously at scale? If we can figure that out, um, then we might have something. Over to the video again.
Yeah. So regarding that, actually, they got their D6 investment, the D round investment last
Okay.
year, 2019.
Hmm.
So I believe that's one way to kind of like jumpstart the engine.
Okay.
But I'm not sure regarding the scalability of like it's been done before, right? Like go clean and so on and so forth. It's been done before.
It's been done before, but it didn't
And
work.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And I think people are reiterating it. People are trying to reiterate it. I think there are some startups in Jogja trying to reiterate go clean.
That's where I would rather be. I'd rather be where we function as they function as an API to us, right? So we don't do that because that itself is a huge business and a huge thing. But if let's say there is a service like that, then we plug them in and that would work. Somebody still needs to coordinate the entire stack of services, right? If they have cleaning services, that doesn't get them the other type of things. I'm waiting for that moment, actually, Vidi, where cleaning as a service is possible. I don't think Bukit Vista should pursue cleaning as a service because that itself is that's a huge business just by itself, managing squadrons and squadrons of cleaners, and that doesn't take, let's say, the most intellectual minds to do that either. Um, it is a very astounding point for owner convenience that they can just come to one place and get what they need. But here's my point too. I've noticed in certain places, right, around the world, it is not hard to hire a cleaner. It's not hard to manage a cleaner if the owner does it themselves. What is hard is to find a capable manager, somebody that takes that property and turns it into something that produces cash and can allow it to compete across the marketplace. That's a little bit of more enduring value. So I think we have to be. This is actually a pretty interesting case. If they are doing something better than us, let's figure out what they're doing. Let's figure out if we actually can prove that it is a better service end to end. If it just looks better on paper and it doesn't really work, then maybe our position doesn't need to change. But if it is better on paper and better in reality, then we should probably think of pivoting because that would wipe us out, right? If somebody was able to do more with less. So let's. I would ask for a little bit more research here before we make a step away. Um,
Right,
we've
that
had
makes sense, sir.
yeah, we've had discussions before previously a lot about whether or not we should lease properties, right? If we lease the properties, we have control over the inventory, and we would have, all kinds of good things. We can do what we want, and thank God we didn't, right? Thank God we didn't, because we would be broke right now. We would have absorbed probably 3 or 4 months of no sales. So we looking back on it, there are some decisions that we've made that have saved us from catastrophe that would have allowed for more control. But I am curious, Vidi, about whether or not they can actually make it work. If they can make it work, then we should probably think about if we can make it work. Another thing, when you make
Right.
certain things work, it stops you from making other things work too, which is essentially, I would imagine if you can do the entire stack, what becomes difficult is how quickly you can onboard new properties, right? Because then how quickly can you actually develop a consistent operation at all layers? When you work on more scalable layers, like pricing automation, that you can serve hundreds, thousands of properties with one tool, even as we will talk about. But if you scale to thousands of properties, you need orders of magnitude more sophistication in your cleaning, dispatching and scheduling and HR and payment and everything. Managing cleaners is extensive. That's like managing Gojek. So that's been our crucial missing point. We don't have a real scalable solution to that. But please, let's figure out if they actually do have the end result, as sweet as it sounds on the beginning. If they do, then we need to study and we need to learn quickly.
Right, right.
All right.
That's the good news. The good news is they're operating on different areas.
Uh-huh.
So it might take a while. If it really works, it might take a while for them to wipe us out. But we still have time to do research.
It's hard to expand overseas too, Vidi, as we've learned.
Yep. Yep.
This is a very local player market. It's more like Uber than like Airbnb in terms of this. Whoever has local dominance tends to seed it down. Okay, all right, but thank you, because this could be a strategic threat if we don't pay attention soon. Okay.
All right. So we will do research on home time and past the case for the next step, and over to Kali's topic about self check-in. Maybe over to Kali's.
It's actually I'm what is that, looking for Airbnb websites, but I tried to find any insights. I just actually attached this. So actually maybe refer to questions. Do we still want to develop self check-in, sir, or
Oh,
no?
okay.
Yes.
Sorry, Kak Elis. I think because there is Kak Aldo, maybe we
Oh.
can Kak Aldo. Do you have any topic to? Oh yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
actually, it's following up from our discussion at Monday. I want to have a usability test on our ongoing project on product development. So it is a partner onboarding flow. So if I may, I want to take up like 10 minutes or maybe 5 minutes if it's faster. So
Okay.
I want everyone to click the link, the paper that I attached on the paper.
Oh, Aldo, could you share the link in the group?
The link is on the okay, sorry.
Sorry.
Okay, I will share the link on the chat. Oh, okay, thank you, Luis, for helping me out. Okay, so anyone can open the link.
Okay, so
Yeah. So there is so there so I touch so I write the scenario that I want everyone to do this on the prototype. So there is this scenario and there is evidence that I want everyone to screenshot on the pages that I mentioned on the column overview, unit details, and amenities. And there is the prototype link here. So I want everyone to open that link and 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 complete the scenario on this prototype and don't forget to screenshot the evidence on the table.
So we walk through it. Yeah. Okay, got it.
Yeah, you walk through.
okay.
The prototype is not accessible.
Why I can there's a blank page when I click the link.
I get the blank page too.
Yeah, me too.
I got the prototype.
Oh, wait.
I reloaded the blank
And
page.
then maybe refresh the link.
I refreshed the
Refresh.
link and it's still blank.
Oh, still right.
Oh, now it's working. Wait, now it's
So
working.
if it's working, you might see the homepage of Bigger, where is to
Oh,
button
yes.
request revenue, and I already have an account. Has anyone?
I
Uh,
already have an account.
Okay, Aldo, what do you want in the table with evidence, overview, unit details, amenities? Do you want us to screenshot and paste it in, or
yeah, I want to screenshot on the site like overview. You screenshot the overview that already filled in, and on the evidence column um, you just type your name. On the overview, you screenshot your screen, unit details too, and amenities details too. If it's required.
Mm. Alright.
So if I may, I will move VDs so it is on the right side. It will be like that on the paper.
oh, okay, all right, got it. Interesting. All right.
Wait.
Oh,
It bugged, right? A
yeah,
little
it's
bit.
ugly. Yeah, it just got really ugly. Okay, here. It's completely unusable on my side.
Okay, so please just screenshot the bug if you may on your under your name. Oh, oh, I see. Okay.
Hmm. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, actually, in this case, just as a preface, the prototype itself, because it has a lot of cases, the prototype is more difficult to develop than the development itself, because the prototype is so limited with what buttons can be clicked, what can be used. Actually, to create a drop down, you just need one line of code, but here it's complex, something like that. That's what makes the prototype more difficult than the usual ones.
That doesn't sound like it's a good prototype. If it's
Yeah, the software itself is the XD has a lot of limitations on that end,
I see.
like overlaying cases. There are no if else conditions. So yeah.
All right. So it's
It's a little bit. Even the first button is a little bit weird. I have to say. I'll put my comments here. Um,
Question.
Yes.
If it is said that developing a prototype is harder, why did you develop the prototype?
No, in this case,
Oh, in this
because
case.
we have a lot of conditions, and this XD, the one that we developed before release, is using Canva,
mm,
Canva.
Ah,
What?
No, not Canva.
Figma.
Figma. It has
Yeah.
more functionalities and so on and so forth. But just in this case, because there are a lot of if then conditions goes around.
And I mean, I think if you click the right things and just move on for it, it's not buggy. If you want to retry,
Yeah, if you put combinations of different clicks at the same time, it will bug. Yeah.
yeah. If you follow the walkthrough,
all
Actually,
right.
the only bugs that I see is when I want to click them and I can't click it. But the prototype is very slow.
okay. Okay, that's,
Mm,
okay. Then just you have if you see any bug, and attach it on the paper.
actually, I can choose like for what is revenue potential and also what's the other one, Kak Aldo, for the
I,
first. I only can click on the revenue potential.
yeah, because I only
Oh yeah. Oh, so that's
use the button able. So yeah, so just follow the walkthrough that I.
okay. Wait.
oh, we should have a space for Tara too, as well, right? Tara, here, I made one for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Everyone can access it. There's no limitation for this business intelligence team.
Mm,
If you guys already finished, and if you guys already finished the walkthrough and already attach the scenario, the evidence, you can write feedback if you have with the current prototype. Exclude the bug, the feedback.
Is everyone done, or anyone still doing it?
I still writing. Okay. Does everyone already done?
Yeah.
Yeah. If okay, okay, Kak Aldo.
Okay,
Over to you.
if everyone has done with the usability test, thank you very much for your time, and maybe I will come back again on the next round to reiterate for the prototype itself. Okay, thank you for your time, and back to share.
Thank you,
Okay.
Aldo.
Thank you, Aldo. Okay, we still have 9 minutes. We'll continue to Kak Lily's topics.
Oh yeah, that's basically questions. Do we still want to develop the self check-in, sir, or
Okay. Let's see. I would ask. Let's ask some other people. Diddy, what do you think about self check-in?
Udah.
I think Liz also already provided the like why do and don'ts of. No, I mean self check-in is good in the case of like post pandemic.
Yeah.
It feels like very futuristic. People can check in themselves and so on and so forth. And I think with cabin hotels, some cabin hotels have implemented that. Like there's uh lock key and stuff like that. And nowadays people also have this self check-in for bicycles.
Yep.
Yeah. Uh, Eventually it will get there, but I don't know. It will need some hardwares to be installed. Like our Jogja base, we can self check-in in a sense, right?
Yeah.
Lock key, lockbox thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I believe that HR is somewhat developing it partially. They're going uh, in that direction.
Mhm.
Now guests can, I think it's Nadine's initiative. Guests can fill in their check-in time, stuff like that. And
Yeah.
yeah, we're going there.
Okay. Uh, I think it's like instant book video. I think every listing should be self check-in capable, meaning it's a choice, right? At least it should be self check-in capable, so we don't have any emergencies of having to go out and rescue locked out guests. So I think everything should at least have that. Just like everything we have should be at least on instant book. If somebody wants to prefer a hosted check-in, or if we want to go and we have the capability on particular days to budget for greeted check-ins, then great. But I think every property should at least have self check-in capability as a minimal standard of hospitality.
All
Should they
right.
have it instead of greeted check-ins? I guess surprisingly, Vidi, you know what the funny thing was? Um, I noticed this was the gap. If you have a very, very good host, then it makes a difference. If you have a moderate or mediocre host, it doesn't make any difference to the guest rep. And I'll give you an example. So, like in Bingen, when I checked in people, I would always say, "Great, you know what? Come on the back of my motorbike. I'm going to take you to see our neighborhood." And if it was a group, I'd say, "All right, I'm going to pick a volunteer. I'll pick one person, and he'll be your representative." So I'd take them and take them around on like a 6 minute trip. Usually it was the person writing the review, right? So I would say, okay, all right, I would show them basically where the beach was. I'd show them my favorite places to eat. I'd tell them stories about like, grumpy people in the neighborhood. And they would remember me, right? Because, oh yeah, that was Jing. That was the guy who brought me on the motor. Elliot! I did that for Elliot, and that's how he became our partner, right? But do most hosts do that, or do we expect them to do that? We do not, right, at this point. And I guess we could make that SOP, but that kind of takes a special type of energy to actually make that also happen. Most of the time, check-ins, I noticed, even if they were informational, could be forgotten, right? Like some of my other colleagues would check people in, and as soon as the person walked out the door, the guest forgot about them, right? They didn't make a sticking impression. So we used to do it as a way of expressing hospitality, but it really depends on the talent of the host themselves too, as well. Host is very talented, they'll make an impression. Host is less talented, are less concerned. It generally doesn't make too much of a difference. But I think we should have at least self check-in ready for every property. Lockbox, some way of accessing even if a host isn't there. But okay. Curious, Liz, what is the don't for self check-in?
Actually, I forget, sir. I read it. I should review it.
I've been an Airbnb guest many times before. I can't think of a time when I was disappointed with the self check-in. Right? If the host never met me, yeah, that could be a problem. Right? But if I couldn't get in when I needed to get in, that was always disappointing. Right? If I couldn't, if I got in and I didn't meet the host, that was pretty normal depending upon where I was. Like in major cities, I'd never expected to see my host. And most of the time, the host, if they were really outstanding, they would come meet me afterwards, which was fine by me anyway. Um, like it's hard to coordinate the time to just, be exactly there. So I think it's okay to have self check-in. I don't think it detriments hosting experience or guest experience quality, as long as we care.
All right. Maybe over to Kalilis. Do you have any following comments?
Yeah, maybe after hearing from Jinx, perhaps if I'll check the progression on HAR maybe because VD said it is developed, but is it partly? Yeah, I have to understand more to do this. But for now, we can move to another discussion.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Kalilis. So we still have one topic from. Okay. Okay. I think for price left decision first.
Okay, thank you, Frida, for prioritizing. Okay, I saw that Frida went through a moment to think there. Lilith, also, by the way, I think that would be a good initiative to have 100% self check-in. That would be remote super hosting at scale. If we had 100 guest check-in, then if we had all the boxes ready, that would help us. Okay, price lab. Lilith, Vidi, tell me what happened after with our discussion with Richie. And tell me what you guys think of Richie. Richie was hilarious, by the way. I thought he was very, very funny. He's remarkably frank. he tells you what you're thinking out front. So I found that pretty funny. Okay, what are your thoughts?
Over to
Me first?
Kalilis or
Okay, let's,
Kavidi.
let's go.
VD, go first.
Okay, I don't know. It's the price scheme itself is quite expensive. so we can be selective with the listings that we are trying to implement. And perhaps, for example, if we have multiple mirror listings with the same spec, we can implement them on one, and the others should follow that kind of pricing,
Hmm.
the same price that is recommended. But again, if the problem is real, if the problem lies on the pushing rates in Tokit, um, I guess yesterday it kind of encouraged me to kind of read closer. Perhaps there are some stuff that I haven't tried in Tokit, because if they can do it, why couldn't we? Something like that. But again, the pricing. If we get a good price, definitely, perhaps yes. Uh, though the UX itself is quite difficult, little bit. It looks like a Tokit level UX.
Hmm.
So we'll have to learn, I guess.
Okay.
But the logic itself, it makes sense. It made sense. They made models for each listings.
Hmm.
That's pretty impressive. So it's like personalized model. But I think we should follow what they recommended us to do, which is create a trial program for a month.
Hmm.
And maybe in addition to that, I believe we discussed this earlier this afternoon. We could kind of test it against Airbnb smart pricing.
Yeah. Okay. Good thoughts.
Okay, sorry before Kak Lilis or Mr. Jing comment. So it's already at 4 p.m. So I will extend the scrum like for 10 minutes. Is anyone agree?
I need probably
Uh,
15. Yeah. Probably
okay,
need 15
okay,
voices. And then
okay,
we can go to the other ones. Okay. Um,
okay.
okay. Thank you, Mrs. Frida, for the discussion. Vidi, I have a question. If you believe that an individual modeling is the right way to go, why would we ever mirror the pricing?
Um, yeah, of course, we have to look at the booking page of each listings too, right?
Right.
But somewhat it could be, we could pivot around that price.
Okay. Okay. We probably could find a way to. Okay. Got it. Got it. We could optimize our spend on price lag.
Yeah, so optimize the spending itself, because I checked if we have 1,000 listings. They actually provide a calculator. So
Mhm.
1,000 listings for a month is 5 grand, more than 5 grand a month
I think we have
for
a
1,000.
thousand active listings.
We have 850, I believe.
Active listings, yeah.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
The one that are not active are, we have 400, but they are not unlisted, so just inactive.
Okay.
So
Let's take
active
a
listing 800 something.
okay. Let's take a look. At peak, we were making what, about 60,000 of income a month. I think something around that. That would be about 60,000. 3,000 of that is, I'm not sure. Can somebody do the math for me? 1% of 60. It's wait, 10%
6K.
6,000. It's about 5%, right?
Yep.
We're paying them 5% commission on to activate our pricings. Well, the corresponding question is: Would we expect that money to be earned by themselves, or would that come out of our end? Right? It would
Yep.
be worthwhile if it was that plus they would earn us 10,000 more. Right? That would be totally worth it. Okay. Let's go to Lilith. Lilith, what are your thoughts?
Hmm. Yeah. I thought it's actually what I confused yesterday. Um. First, I recognize we still need the manual task there, where actually observation, I think.
Okay.
And I I'm more curious on the trial itself, because I try actually using that to make a pricing prediction for Uluwatu Village House, I think.
Mhm.
And the price is around 150 something, and the highest is 200. So I think we should try to use it first
Okay.
before making decision.
Okay, I
Sorry.
don't see any drawback to the trial. So let's go ahead and I think in the trial we can probably do an A/B test, and that should be all that we do. So let's look at what we're looking at. So let's do this. Vidi, what is the biggest risk to us from this type of technology out there being available?
like in general, being available in general.
Every type of technology that we see, I see it as opportunity or it could be risk, right? Do you see any potential opportunities or risk to using this technology?
Oh, using this technology.
Yeah.
How
I think from the observation.
the scraping? You asked about the scraping, right? And you said that scraping is actually illegal, right? Yeah,
Uh, yeah,
I
yeah.
don't
It
know.
is.
Mhm.
If the website itself does not allow it, it could be problem. But again, I don't know. This is like the second time, right, sir? We've encountered this kind of business scheme.
Well, the first time was transparency, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Mhm.
Yeah. And they did it in such a massive scale, and I'm not sure. It's very funny, but the risk itself is probably the pricing itself, like what Lilis just mentioned. Um, Due to the cost function, I'm not sure regarding their cost function. I believe they have the minimum price setting.
Yeah,
You can
we
set the
can
minimum price. They will force it down to the minimum price. I believe either
Of
way.
course. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, of course. But that's how all predictions are made. They will optimize the cost function.
Right. Okay. We know that already from studying the Airbnb algorithm.
Yep. From the paper and the thesis. Yep.
Okay. Very good. Lewis, what do you see as potential threat or an opportunity here?
Yeah, actually the same as my previous answer regarding how they price a property, because that's I attached the pricing simulation for Uluwatu Village House,
Mhm.
and yeah, we still need observation, like daily observation.
Okay.
The threat is, what is the other threat? Only that
Okay.
I can't. Another.
Okay. Here's what I think, guys and ladies. So, one, there's two threats that we're facing. One is as we scale, as we get bigger, we become less efficient at doing revenue management because it takes longer and longer to do the patrol, right? So the quality of service and the quality of essentially being able to detect a opportunity in the market diminishes because we will patrol less frequently and probably with less intensity as somebody who patrols more frequently. Okay, so that's one risk as we scale. That's just a natural sort of thing as we get bigger. The second risk I'm looking at is what happens if somebody else uses this and we do not, right? Then we would lose our primary objective on our ranking because they would get booked a lot more than we would, and we would get booked a lot less. So that's why I asked Richie about what happens when there's multiple people using this. Does then essentially the
Okay.
first person using this force the market over to their side, and then the second person using it, and what does that do to the overall marketplace? Um, Third risk I see is this is not so much, but it sort of kills our long term potential to do this as a company globally because essentially we're surrendering our data over and now they will have a more complete data set than we will. But is this what we really want to do? Like adjusting prices all the time, uh, like for thousands of listings. Um, we do have development in an algorithm in our own method that I highly respected Richie because he identified the key movers that we identified. Um, the orphan days, the minimum, the booking window, everything that he said seems to be what we think of, right? It seems to be like onto this understanding that it's not what happens everywhere, it's what happens specifically to your listing and the performance of your listing. So he's the only vendor that has taken that into consideration. So I was like quite impressed by that. So those are three potential risks, right? The potential opportunity is also the flip side of that. If we do get this before everybody else, then we can start kicking ass before everybody else, right? It frees up both Lilith, Vidi, and everybody else on revenue management's time to work on other things instead of having to adjust prices all the time, which is kind of an annoying thing. If we do hook up with this, I think over time we'll probably figure out how it works anyways. And unless they continuously scale and deliver a better service, we can probably figure out how it works and then do it ourselves too. So there's no real drawback to hooking up with this at the moment. They get the data, we get the service. if this does work, the price pays for itself. So it's not a price at all. It's sort of just it's like hiring a salesperson, right? They should produce multiple orders more than they cost. So there's no financial risk on cost basis. If it works, it will pay for itself multiple ways. If it doesn't pay for itself, it's useless. We need to get rid of it. Um, but strategically, I'm thinking about it this way. Um, I'm also thinking about strategically because we are not in a highly competitive environment. Nai, who is our Malaysian friend. He's in a very highly competitive environment where there are 80 hosts in the same building competing for 1,000 rooms. So if they've evolved to using this, then this is perhaps a good thing for us because this allows us to then jump ahead of anybody who's competing locally with us, right? Which is kind of cool. Okay, that's my analysis, and I agree with Lilith and Vidi. I think we can probably get started on this as soon as we set up a good experiment to understand. So the best way is to, let's say, pretend that you need to win a property, right? And you were going to compete with yourself. One version of yourself is the Price Lab version of yourself. The other version of yourself is the real revenue management Bukit Vista style. So set that type of experiment and see who wins, and you'll know which one works better. Over to
All
video.
right, Kak Vidi.
Just one challenge in using this one, sir. It's actually convincing owners because the price. I think we know that the price will
Oh,
be
yes.
lower than
Yes.
expected because
And
of the
then what we offer is
how machine learning works. Yeah.
very good, very good, very good concern. The same as what we've always done. It's the same as if we did it ourselves, right? We target an end revenue performance, not a price per day, per price per night performance. So we need to have that cooperation from the owner so that we get the. Remember, at the end of the day, what we really do is that we optimize the algorithm for the real world and we optimize the real world for the algorithm, if that makes any sense. So the algorithm can only perform at its peak when the real world has the correct expectations for it. And the opposite is true too, right? That the real world can perform at its peak when the algorithm has the correct, well, algorithms don't have correct expectations. Everything that we do here at Bukit Vista has been doing a lot of that. How do we get the real world to have the correct expectations about the Airbnb algorithm? So this is essentially parallel to that mission that we've been carrying forward. And this is where we need to be good at negotiation and persuasion. Say, hey, look, this is where also we need experience. We need to know how this algorithm actually works. We need to know what it can do. From what I'm hearing, Nye tells me it does really well, right? We can even say, hey, look, we'll compete against ourselves, right? I can imagine a sort of a term where we say, all right, we're going to let you do it, and then we're going to let ourselves do it, and then we'll see who wins. And if Price Lab always wins in terms of that particular scenario, then I think we framed it correctly. We'll say, all right, Mr. Owner of Guest House, why don't we do this? At the end of the month, you price it however you want, whatever you want, and then we will price it the way we want, right? And we'll have a bake-off. If you get more money for it at the end of the month, then you don't need to hire us, right? Because you can do better on your own. But if we do better, then you should probably consider using our service, right?
Yep.
Or does
Yeah,
that
that
work?
makes sense.
Yeah, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so we would observing more and just do the trial first, yeah.
Uh,
Sure. Okay.
The next step, Frida, I think, is we need to set up that experiment, right? Price Labs needs to beat us. If Price Labs can beat us on a one-on-one, that means it probably will beat us on a 100 to 1, right?
Yeah.
If Gary Kasparov can't win against Deep Blue, then no way anybody else could win against Deep Blue. Kind of like that, right? If we can prove that this works better than what we do, then we can essentially delegate all our listings to this, and it will probably do better.
All right. Okay. Okay, so thank you for this topic. Okay, it's already for 13. So Kak Lilis, that's your topic, Arjun.
not,
or
not really about the topic, but about the price lab.
oh
Do
yeah,
we?
okay.
I lost my connection just now, but how many experiment do we make?
Just one.
Airbnb, price lab, or us? Three
Uh,
or two?
just one experiment, right? So let's say, for example, you take a room that's selling really well right now, like say Me Villas or Despacito.
Mm.
You hook one up to Price Lab and you do the other one manually, and you see,
Hmm.
okay, which one's going to win. Even if it's the same, it's probably still good to use Price Labs, right? Save us like shitloads of time. Like Vidi's calculation with Holt Winters, we've spent no time doing the projection. We got 3% to the accuracy. Back to the chair.
Okay, over to Kak Vidi.
Actually, I would argue against that, sir. I would prefer us to choose a property that doesn't sell instead.
So I have a question, sir.
Good point. Yes. Okay. Yeah.
I have a question, sir. So like, we do the experiment in the different time
At the same time.
At the
at
same
the
time.
same time,
Same
but
think of guest house, for example. Yeah.
oh, like, and how we set the price? I mean, like,
We would
uh,
find a property, Frida, that is essentially has multiple units of the same type, and that way we can see the difference between when we manage it and when Price Labs manages it. Vidi brought up a really good point. It could be a property that doesn't sell right now. That could be a third experiment, right? As well, we could see if Price Labs can do a cold start. If Price Labs can lift the dead to the rising, that would be enormous, right? Because
oh,
the biggest problem
yeah,
we face is inventory that doesn't sell right now, right?
okay, all right, okay, thank you. So next for
One more.
the,
One
yeah,
more.
okay, Kak Lilis.
Who will take this initiative?
I need a volunteer. Vinny, how about you? If it
Right.
doesn't
Okay.
beat
Okay. I'll
Vinny,
take it. I'll take it.
yeah, if it doesn't
Okay.
beat Vinny, then it's
Okay,
still
all
good.
right. Okay, so Kak Vidi will do this experiment, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so should we end the Scrum now, or Kak Lilis, is your topic about Facebook ads is an urgent topic?
Actually,
Or Mr. Chair, maybe we can
Oh,
reduce the number of people here, right? If you really want to stay, that's fine, but this
oh
part
yeah,
isn't mandatory anymore, yeah?
yeah, yeah. Okay, so for everyone, if you want to stay, just stay, and if you have to leave, it's okay. So continue to Kak Lilis.
yeah.
And nobody goes.
Uh, okay. Since no one sharing the screen, who's sharing the screen just now? It's disappeared actually.
Oh, you want to share your screen, Kak Lilis?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I share my screen. Thank you very much for staying here. And actually, yeah, thank you for Tara for your interest to join our chapter. Actually, we hope that you choose our chapter, right? No. Just kidding. And
It feels a bit like I don't like being put in this position because I have an equal interest in both and I don't want to hurt people's feelings. But I do like both chapters. I
It's not like that at all. Maybe people would be like, "Oh, thank God, I don't have to like mentor an intern."
It's true though. Let me know.
No, it's,
yeah, actually, you don't have to choose. You can work both chapter. Yes, sir.
yes, the Facebook ads, right? We're gonna have the discussion about
Yeah.
what's the interruption in the funnel. Okay, this is a great topic. Lilis, I think we have some data. Let's go take a look at the data. Yeah.
Okay, sir. This one is where is the data? This one.
Yes. Right. So for all you would-be Facebook advertisers, okay. Wow, impressive. Okay, really impressive.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yes, sir. So actually, we has this is the most performed ad compared to the previous ads that any ads
You
actually.
saw the
But
Eka
yeah,
saw this.
sorry, sir.
Eka saw this ad on her Instagram yesterday.
Oh yeah.
My daughter saw this ad. Yeah, everybody was seeing the ad. They were like, "Oh my god, hey, look at the Bukit Vista ad." It's the one with COVID safe cleaning, right?
Wait. What's it? The
It-
one with
Does
COVID
it
safe?
have, does it have like something about COVID safe cleaning? Like there's a lady cleaning the like a bed or something? No. Okay, no.
No. No.
No?
No. This one, sir. Oh,
What?
where is it?
Smoking crack. What the hell?
Where is it? Yeah.
Oh,
I don't screenshot it here, but okay.
oh my
I'll show
god.
it later.
Make-
Oh, for sorry. Wait.
the ad that we thought we read. Yeah.
Okay. I'll check. What does it look like actually? To show you guys. If you take.
Okay. Nice. Wait. Interesting.
So the ad is like this.
Uh-huh.
It contains Villa Idaman photo. This one.
Ah, okay, got it.
Yeah, this is the story, the Instagram story, and the Instagram feeds is also
Okay.
like this.
Okay.
And when they swipe up, it means unique clicks.
Yes.
And when they clicks on the Facebook feed, Instagram feed, it also unique clicks.
Okay, got it.
So basically, from the data here, we have high number of impression and the reach, and also high number of unique clicks compared to the previous ads.
Okay.
It's very. I'll zoom this, but actually we only have 5 WhatsApp inquiries.
Okay, got it.
So
Very good, very good. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Let's break this down. You reached 37,000 people, right? 37,000 people, 58,000 impressions. That means on average, like one person saw it, I don't know, 1.5 times. What is 58 divided by 37? It's 1.5 times. On average, person
This-
saw 1.5 times.
frequency.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that's what it means. Yeah. On average, like some people saw it twice, some people saw it once, but on average, people saw it 1.5 times. Okay. You spend 7 cents to get people to the website per click. And out of that, how many WhatsApps came in?
Only 5, sir.
5. Okay. This is great. What is the problem? Let's see if you guys can figure it out.
Can you show the website that they click on?
Okay. Where is it? Where? There.
Nice. Okay. You're going to need more data, but okay, this is good, Vidi. Vidi, what do you think the problem is?
It means that perhaps they don't like what they see. They do not go to WhatsApp.
Okay.
They saw it, but they don't proceed yet.
Okay. Very good. So we got them to the site, but they did not proceed after that, right? So there's something wrong on the site, basically. And this is where you can go and check out your Google Analytics and see how long did people stay on the site and analyze your audience behavior on that. So I'll go ahead and I'll drill down on that a little bit more.
Yeah. Sure.
Remember, when you're not actually successful with an ad, it's because of maybe 4 reasons or a combination of any 4 reasons. Vidi, what are those reasons?
Sorry, what? You're not successful with the ad?
Okay,
Yeah.
if you're not successful in your
Marketing.
communication, or just communication in general, advertising is a form of communication, there's 4 potential problems that you have, or 4 categories of problems that you might have. Let's see how sticky this is. Let's go to Vidi first, if he remembers.
I'm not sure, but usually in marketing we have the marketing mix. There is 4P: price, place, promotion, and promotion. Wait. Price, place, promotion, and product. 4P in marketing. That what determines.
We have a different system here. Let's stick to our system.
Okay. Not sure then. That's the general thing that I know. Yeah.
Okay, let's go to Tara. Tara, do you remember what our system was?
Uh, I'm not sure if I was introduced to the system yet.
Okay.
I
I
mean,
think we talked about it. I think we talked about it. It's audience, message, timing, and channel, right? Audience,
oh,
message, timing, and channel. So if you didn't get the successful results that you wanted, did you actually target the right audience? Is it the right timing? Is it the correct messaging? And is it the correct channel? Okay. So let's take a look at the stats and try to eliminate what we know is not a problem first. If we got, let's see, I was looking at the data. Okay, let's take a look. Okay. All right. This is our target audience 22 to 2037, frequent traveler, boutique hotel. Okay, manual thing. All right. Can we make any sort of deductions from our data about did we target the right audience? The answer is we don't really know. We don't really know because we don't have a control audience to compare it with, right? If you had a control audience to compare it with, then you could say, okay, this audience engages more with my ads than the other audience. So that's how you sort of like the Chinese saying, how do you use one rock to find the next rock? If you know that, let's say, this audience is performing better than this audience, then pivot more towards this side, right? Because this is where you get higher engagement. Somebody needs to click on an ad before they actually become your buyer at the end of the day. So at least if you get a higher engagement signal from audience A than audience B, then design your next ad to target more people like audience A, right? That's kind of natural. Okay, so we don't really know because we have nothing really to compare it with. What you're looking at this stage, Lilith, Vidi, Tara, Joe, and Frida, is you're looking for what is the engagement rate of this audience relative to the other audience. So you look at that by looking at what your total number of your frequency is, right? How frequently are they engaging with this thing? No, wait, your frequency might be actually related to how you're budgeting. That's different, right? What you're looking at is how many clicks you have percentage to the population that you reached. So if you had like what 300-400 clicks, the population you reached was around what 3,000-4,000. I forgot what it was, but that is your engagement rate. That allows you to know, okay, does this actually appeal to somebody to actually do something about it? Okay, that's the first number. You know that you never got anybody through the funnel eventually, right? So there's nobody who actually inquired. It could be you have the right audience. Maybe you don't have the right timing. How many days did this ad run, Lilith?
5 days.
Ran 5 days. Okay, so over a course of a week. That might not be enough time, right? Because you don't have enough data to figure out what a weekly cycle looks like yet, right? So maybe people all of a sudden start shopping on Sundays, and we don't know, right, on that one particularly. So it is hard to conclude. There could also be to timing related to that's one dimension we could look at timing. Like, is there a weekly type of cycle? The other dimension you could look at timing is there a beginning of month versus end of month cycle, right? And you might need to set some different ads during these different times to see does that fit. So what you need to do essentially with ads is you need to have a lot of hypotheses in the very beginning. You need to guess that these people work at this time, right? These people work at a different time. You can probably figure this out in your mind already. Like, let's say commuters probably will listen to the radio when they're driving home from work, right? They probably don't listen to the radio during, I don't know, lunchtime, unless they're having lunch by themselves, maybe. So if you're selling ads on the radio, the times that probably are going to be the most impactful are times like when people are listening to the radio, so to speak, right? You got to think about like, all right, as understanding what you know, is there a particular time where people are going to probably book more or less than usual? And now is the time. We know that, right? Vidi knows that. Lilith knows that. It's that beginning of the month, end of the month, when people start transitioning from property to property. So the timing could be actually pretty good right now. But from what we've seen, we just don't know, right? We don't have enough data points to make any inferences at this point. So we really don't know because we don't have enough data points to figure out which direction to move for audience. We don't know because we don't have enough data points to move on which direction to move for timing either, right? If you set two different ads to at different times, then you can see when am I getting better engagement, right? So that could actually help you figure it out. Your message. Your message is pretty much it's all your engagement rate. If your message is compelling, people will move forward on the message. If your message is not compelling, then people will not move forward. They will just skip it, like not go on the website. Why would they, right? Why would anybody visit a website and waste their time? That doesn't seem very logical unless they're bots or something. So you know that the potential is probably there. Your initial messaging, if you were able to get 300-400 people to look at it, they were interested in what you had, but ultimately they did not convert. So this is where you got to look at now your landing page. Does your landing page actually show activity, and which particular place did they spend more time on, and how long did people in general spend on that? Your whole entire messaging needs to be consistent, from the point of attracting somebody to the point of showing them the merchandise to the point where they check out. That needs to be as consistent as possible. If it's not consistent, people will start escaping, right? If you bring me on and tell me that I'm going to get a great deal, and then when I look at it, it's twice the price, I'm out of there, right? I'm not going to spend any more time in that particular thing. So we got to check if the messaging is consistent, if it's bringing people through. Finally, it could be that everything is wrong, right? It could be that your audience was right. Your audience was just a vanity audience, and they just are bored and they have nothing else better to do than to click on a Facebook ad, right? They had no intention of actually booking anything anyway, or something else, right? But you're gonna have to set up your test points so that you can start ruling out one particular idea and getting closer to other ideas. And that usually involves two simultaneous test points. That's why they call it A/B test, right? You gotta have an A or a B. Which one's more correct? And then once you know that, that gets you. Vidi, I think that's called a binary search, right? Essentially.
It's a bit different, sir.
But you take let's say you take your hypotheses, you put them on both sides, you're able to figure okay which one's better, right? And then you're able to focus on this
and
one.
you kind of focus on the correct half side of the hypothesis. Yeah,
Correct. And through multiple layers of, let's say, this binary elimination process of the list, you can start getting closer to the truth. You can sort 10,000, you can sort 1,000 records or 1,000 hypotheses with 10 tests, right? You can kind of figure out, okay, what's working better, this audience or this audience, this timing or this timing, blah, 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 blah. And that's my best advice. Always test in pairs. Don't test alone. Okay? What did it?
A quick question to this: do you have access to this data?
Yes,
This
yes.
data, the Google Analytics.
One. Or Google Analytics? No.
Yeah, so we can see here that Facebook average session duration is 1.1 minutes and 2 seconds, stuff like that. That's
Let's take a look at the landing page, sir. Vidi, you got access to the landing page?
Landing page.
Nice.
Where's the landing page?
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure.
So here's how you go find it. So let's zoom out again. Oh, okay.
Oh, let's zoom out.
This is fun. This is the part of this is where we get to be data scientists, yeah, or data analytics.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so who shared, me or you?
Oh, you user. It's
Okay.
fine.
Cool. So what you want to do, I'm not a Google Analytics pro, but I've been looking at this panel for 10 years. So it's one of those things that okay, whatever. All right, very first thing is you need to set your dates. So the very first thing you want to do is I need to ask Lilith, what dates did the ad run? What was the start date? What was the end date of the ad?
First until 7. Until
What's
6.
Korea?
Second until 7.
Of August.
Second of haven't.
Okay, so it's not over yet, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
haven't
great.
over.
Fantastic. Very good. Okay, so that's that. Let's get August 2nd. Give me August 2nd, please. And I'll compare it to the previous period. Okay, all right. So that will give me some goodness. Okay, wow, fantastic. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is interesting. So what I'm going to show you is before ads and after ads. So what we're taking a look at right now is the performance from August 2nd to 5th in blue and July 29th to August 1st in orange. So that allows us to see what the two periods are. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the benefit of having ads. So when you have ads, you get 3,000% increase in your traffic. You get 4,000% increase in your page views. You get 300% increase in your page time, average consumption of a time on page. 7,000 entrances. Bounce rate went up 100%, actually. Okay, now what you're seeing here is essentially what the effect of ads versus no ads are in the span of time. Like you mirror it, right? You look at 5 days after the ads, but the 5 days before. So what I can tell you is already that okay, this is obvious, right? Of course, you're going to get more page views because you're paying for traffic to get on the site. Of course, you're going to get. This is not so obvious. This is good. This is a very good sign, and this means that Lilith, you have probably gotten the right audience, all right? Because the
Sorry,
yes,
I have a question.
Yes.
Is this the page that the landing page or
oh yeah, all
because
the
I
long-term rentals.
oh yeah.
Yeah,
See.
all
Okay,
the
thank you,
long-term
sir.
rentals. Definitely the right page. Okay. Yeah, always very good to check. Always good to check. Don't go on the wrong page and think you're doing good when things are not that great. Right. This is a really good sign, Lilith. This tells you that your ads probably are the right people because before we had ads, the only people that are showing up to this page are organic results, right? These are people who are probably searching, finding this, whatever the people who stumble upon our website through whatever means. After you put in ads, the people who went to the page, they stayed almost 4 times as long on the page than the people who arrived organically. That's a great sign. That means they are shopping, right? They're shopping. They're looking around, which is good, Ulis, right? It means that they're considering, right? They're considering. They're spending a lot of time considering, looking at it. So this is pretty good. You had a 0% bounce rate before, which means that everybody who went on the page stayed on the page. You had a 42% bounce rate after you started advertising, which is normal too. That means about 42% of the traffic that's coming onto this site is irrelevant traffic. They go like, what? That's not what I want. I'm the fuck out of here. Or I'm the hell out of here, right? So this is actually pretty interesting too as well. It means that half the people who actually show up, about 40% of the people who show up on the page are not interested in this at all. So this is misdirected audience. But the ones that do stay, well, they consume quite a lot of it, which actually means something interesting, more interesting, because you have a 42% bounce rate. That means the average time on page for people who are actually consuming your site is probably even longer. Probably maybe even 6 minutes or 5 minutes, right? Okay, so that part is pretty good. And then you have your exit rate. I don't know what the hell page value means, right? Okay, then this begs the question, why are people not WhatsApping you? So let's take a look. Why are people not WhatsApping you? Because maybe, who believes I have the answer? Maybe, and this is just a guess. God damn it. Okay, sorry. Maybe they're not WhatsApping you because you're giving them way too many ways to escape. Right?
When you to escape.
This is a way to escape. This is a way to escape. This is a way to escape. These are all escape valves, right? These are all ways that the traffic will go elsewhere and never go back to you. So you have essentially a party, or you have a fish net, right? And you're trying to catch the fish, but you have a lot of holes in your fish net, right? The fish net allow for multiple ways for the traffic to not end up in one place, but end up, oh God, anywhere, right? You have to ask yourself, why is somebody then going to go to Airbnb if they have a long-term rental inquiry, right? They're not going to book on Airbnb. That's my guess. That's my guess for why it's not converting. There's just way too many ways to leave the page and never come back. So the simple fix here could be you eliminate the more information buttons. You focus that all onto WhatsApp. So there's no way to escape, right? The only exit from that page is a purchase. Because if you go to more information, they look at it more, and then, oh, Airbnb. Oh, well, hey, I didn't think of Airbnb before. Maybe I'll start searching on Airbnb now for a place, right? That's if they're on desktop. If they're on mobile, forget about it, right? They're gone after that. They're probably not going to come back again. Now, we normally direct people onto Airbnb on our website for short-term rentals because we don't expect to transact short-term rentals on our website. But I don't think the same expectation should be applied to long-term rentals. Long-term rentals, we do expect to transact directly on our website. So maybe we can plug up these holes and we can see if that helps with the process. I could be wrong, right? We would need to know how many clicks happened on more information buttons to know, but if I understand correctly, there's no way to figure that out anyway. So what we can control is we get rid of more information buttons, and we make sure that the only way off the page, I mean, you're telling people to go on Airbnb to book at a cheaper price, right? So they're probably going to leave. Right.
It's actually a results experiment.
Right. But this is why I need business intelligence, right? so that when
Yeah, I also have, I'll write it down in my card actually, sir. Is
Okay.
there any possibility that they book or they inquire on
they
Airbnb?
might have booked through Airbnb, and that's good too, right? They might have went on Airbnb, made a booking, and it just showed up on our booking page. That could be true too. That might have happened. But it doesn't make you feel any better because that's outside the constraint of your experiment. It's good for the company, but it doesn't prove that your experiment actually worked. So if you really want to know, I would do another experiment where I got rid of all the buttons, right? And see if you improve your WhatsApp conversion rates, okay? Just to see if that's the case. And then if you could trace, right? I don't know how you would, but maybe you can, in your welcome message, say, hey, if you booked on Facebook, can you tell us, right, in the welcome message? And then you would get some positive feedback maybe from people who booked to know that, oh, okay, that your ads are working, right? But right now, yeah, you have contamination, right? Because you wouldn't be able to see bookings that happened on Airbnb as a result of your Instagram ads because it's untraceable at this point. But you might also want to ask yourself this question. Maybe that's not a bad thing, right? Maybe you can establish what the baseline booking pace is with ads and without ads. And maybe Vidi can get that revenue forecasting engine working so that we can see what the effects of ads are. If we do start running the ads and the revenue forecast engine goes, you are now predicted to make this much more revenue, right? Then maybe it's better. Right, that could be a good thing, but this is why Vidi. It's also pretty important to have that revenue forecast updated in a live way. So anyhow, this is what I know. This is a hypothesis. This is not the truth. But if I'm looking at this from a digital marketing point of view, I would say, you put the more information buttons above the WhatsApp button, right? You've created this condition where it is more likely somebody will click off page. Now, one more question, right? One more question back to Google Analytics. Now, what I would expect, and I don't know how to do this on Google Analytics yet, but maybe somebody more educated can find out, is if this is being received on Instagram, right? This is being advertised on Instagram, then this will be consumed on Instagram on a mobile device, most likely a phone, right? So, what exactly will that experience look like on a phone? It's not going to look like this, right? It's not going to look like
You
this.
can see it using DevTools, sir. Command Option J.
Command Option J. Okay, Command Option J. Command Option J. What the devil just happened? Okay, Command Option J. Command Option J. I don't know. Wait, I'm going to use my more simple method. This is generally what it looks like on thing, right?
Yeah, that makes sense too.
Okay, so it looked like just a feed of properties. This is a good sign. If people are spending, what, 3 to 5 minutes on this, that means that they're probably consuming all this stuff, right? They're probably spending a lot of time looking at your beautiful pictures, your content's compelling, right? That's why they're looking at it. It's not like, this is bullshit, right? It's ugly, I'm out. So they're spending quite some time looking at it, which is good. And they're most likely, if they click off to more information, it will probably either open in a browser or it might open on their Airbnb app if they're already an Airbnb user. If it opens on Airbnb, now they're outside of your app, they're not going to go back, right? They're really probably not going to go back. Okay, now they're okay. This is on Airbnb now. Okay, great. They're probably going to stay inside Airbnb for a while now. So I think that might be it, right? And you've lost them. They essentially have walked away. So I don't know. I mean, the one. Okay, actually, we don't need to check whether they're coming from mobile or not. We can assume they are, because if you were on a desktop, you wouldn't see an Instagram ad, right? Or wait, what? Yeah, you would never see an Instagram ad on a desktop. So they are in a completely mobile experience. All right, that gives you some journey. This is pretty important if you want to. This is business intelligence. You have to kind of think: what does the user feel? What does the user experience? Is it likely that a user would switch back before tab backward, double click the Apple button, then go back to the other app, and then double click again? I don't think so, right? I think that yeah. So anyway, no, that's that. The other good question could be, did we get any messages? Because you see this message bubble here. Maybe click and ask us, right? Maybe that's easier than WhatsApp.
Oh.
Right? Maybe we should be more receptive on messages and not WhatsApp, because WhatsApp once again takes you out of the experience, right? It takes you out, and now you're doing. Why don't we just direct them to put a inquire right here on the message tool that we have on our website.
Sir,
Not sure.
where is the message actually go?
I don't know. But you know what would be funny? It would be funny if there was 100 inquiries in there. Let's go look. Let's go look. Let's try to find out. I think it shows up as Facebook Messenger actually. It's a Facebook Messenger because it's wait here it is. That would be hilarious though. It would be hilarious in a sad way, but okay, let's see. But better late than never, yeah. I don't know, but I think it shows up as actually Facebook Messenger, the list, because that's the most widely used tool.
Oh yeah. I tried to send a message, and at the above of this page, there is powered by Messenger.
Yeah, Power by Messenger. Okay, well, let's double check. Let's see if we got a bunch of messages coming into Facebook Messenger, right? Maybe we did. That would be good. All right.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, you guys can see my Facebook page and all the nasty thing I say about the people who work at Bukit Vista. God damn, my employees are so frustrating me. No, I'm kidding. It's everyone sees my stuff anyways. I'm very transparent. Almost excruciatingly so. But let's take a look. Ooh. Let's see. No. We seem to only have gotten one message, right? Okay. Come on. Load, motherfucker, load. Okay. Bruno, 20 plus inbox. Watch all these people say, hey, I heard about your deal. We found them. Imagine that. I don't know. I don't know yet, but let's take a look. The data will prove all. Ah, there's your
Yeah,
one of them.
that's the message. Yeah,
Yeah, there's one of them. Okay, who else?
that's my message, sir.
God damn it! Damn it! All right, sorry. Okay, so that's no dice then. I don't know actually. So let's see. We got doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it. Yeah. Okay. Since Tuesday. Hello, Made. Wait. Who's Made? Oh, he wants to apply for the CSC program.
Okay, so it's from the CSC ads.
Yeah, and here's Ankit. Hey. Okay, great. Ankit, okay, we don't answer our inquiries. I don't know. Okay, here's one. Here's on Tuesday. I'm interested in joining Bukit Vista. Can I get a meeting? All right, and this happened on Tuesday. Did you run the ad on Tuesday?
Uh, what? No.
It was-
Saturday, I think. Saturday or
but it was running from Saturday until Wednesday, right? Until even okay.
oh, yeah.
Okay, so this is probably somebody who saw the ad, right? All these people probably saw the ad.
Oh. I think that's the other ads, sir.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, results run for
Oh.
Partnership, I think.
That was the ad I was talking about with CSC. That's the one that Eka saw.
yeah.
Yeah, that could be it. Yeah, that could be it. Okay. Here's my analysis, right? So part of it is probably part of it is just landing page optimization, figuring out what it is about your landing page that could be improved to get the end result that you want. I would say be very intentional about the user experience, right? If you're looking at this and this was interesting to you, what would be the least friction way for you to contact our company? Would it be through WhatsApp by clicking a button? Would it be through the messenger? You know, we have to direct them, right? So that they know where to go. If you create too many exits and too many like whatever, it's kind of like bringing people to a party and then there's all these exits, right? So then they all just float out the doors and you don't get that critical mass that you need to get the party started. So, okay. All right. I see Vidi's studying something really hard. Vidi, what's your insight?
No, I'm just thinking about the way you read the analytics just now.
Great. I could be wrong. You know, if I'm wrong,
No, yeah, no, I'm just walking around because I'm not sure. From my end, when I look at the user long-term rental, then the average session and all the stuff is a bit different. But yeah, I definitely recommend Lilith to kind of like look on it, because it gives a lot more insights. Like you can see the real-time data as well, and the audience, where they come from, so on and so forth. And you can actually install, not install, yeah, you can plant a tracker on the buttons. That's what I mentioned to Rita yesterday. So people who click on the button, you can actually look at that. And that's how we actually got our KPI for product development in Bigger.
okay.
Okay.
Very fun.
So, I'd like to do two things. First, I'd like to. Can I have access for the Google Analytics?
Absolutely.
Yep.
Vidi, do you have admin?
It's not from admin, but yeah, I'll say it's recorded, right? So I'll give it to Lilith.
Good point. No way. It's okay. We don't share passwords. We just share we just add Lilith to the
Oh yeah, the list of people.
so that's cleaner that way. Okay. Vidi, please add Lilith as a shared editor on Google Analytics. Yeah, I think we can.
It's the admin at Bukit Vista Bali, or admin. Wait, which one is it? Bukit Vista at gmail.com or admin at
Bukit Vista at gmail.com. This
okay, I have that one. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Lilith can play
And the
around.
second one, I'd like to install the one that can track click for button. I'll ask Fidi for this.
Okay.
Okay.
Anyway, you can spend years in Google Analytics. It's really fun. It's like Tableau. Just like, oh, what am I looking for? What am I looking for? What am I looking for? Vinny, you like it? Okay, cool.
It's really fun, actually.
Yeah, pretty interesting seeing what's happening. Okay, back to, I guess that's, everyone's still here. I thought people would be going. I guess this means what we're saying is either really interesting or everyone's being really polite.
Let's get survey, sir.
Yeah, let's do. Oh my God, you should have been at HR today. It was hilarious. Ara was shitting a brick, literally, right? She was so upset because people wrote to her in the beginning and they were saying, "Hey, look." Oh wait, I'll stop.